world dominated by concrete, properties that offer ample green spaces are true gems. Have you ever heard a bird calling in the humdrum of the city? They are more than just eye-catching landscapes. They are lungs of our cities, purifying the air and providing a heaven-like experiences to their residents. Hello and a very warm welcome to this special series, Your Nature, Your Address by the Hubtown Seasons. I'm Mugdha and we are at Hubtown Seasons, a rare gem of serenity, tranquility and greenery. Today we are going to explore this beautiful property with a very special guest who knows this place inside out and enjoys the serenity on a day-to-day basis. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed guest for this episode, Mr. Rajesh Nagpal, one of the residents of this beautiful abode known as the Hubtown Seasons. Mr. Nagpal is an electronic engineer, management professional and a seasoned veteran in the world of telecommunications and IT. Over his illustrious career spanning more than 20 years, Mr. Nagpal has left an indelible mark on the Indian market. He played a pivotal role in the successful rollout of transformative projects like the digital telephony system, IP telephony system and the launch of the CDMA network. He currently holds a senior sales and marketing role with a global IT leader where he is helping the organization establish new routes to the Indian market. Mr. Nagpal, welcome to the show and thank you so much for having us over in your lovely home.
More than happy to have you here.
So tell me about your journey. Where did it start from? Have you always been in Mumbai?
So I've been a Bombay guy all my life. I've been born, bought, sold, everything in Bombay. Love the energy of the city, the vibrancy of the city.
Tell me about your career. When did you start? How did you start? How has it taken you to places?
So it's been about 2 decades plus that I started my career. With a very humble beginning with a company which had just come in India by the name of Alcatel. More than 2 decades plus. It was a company which was just setting, it's a French company. In fact, soon after my engineering, which was about 2 decades plus, me and a couple of my engineering friends, we went for a job interview there and they said, come. So it was like picked up together. We were 3 or 4 people picked up together and we started our career there. And they were primarily setting up office automation related stuff, things which could touch offices on telephony side. So in fact, I was their first seller who sold their system in India. And soon I realized that I need to go beyond this. So I started thinking about doing my management. That's what prompted me to look at taking up a full-time course. Left them in a period of 9-10 months. Did a 2-year full-time course. By that time, Alcatel had a good footing already in India. Called them up and they were ready to absorb me because I had some good history. So that's where I made my beginning of my career.
Tell me about your family. You have 2 sons?
Yes.
And your lovely wife keeps very busy, I believe. So tell us about them.
So yes, I have 2 lovely kids, 2 boys. First one is doing his integrated course. He aspires to be an engineer.
Like father?
Like father.
So yeah, they always say that the chota bachas are very different from the bada bachas. So has the chota one taken over the mom or you, or is it a reflection of you and he goes to school here?
So I'm the younger one in my parents,
okay.
So he's gone on me.
Okay.
So the younger one is just a replica of me in terms of mannerisms, whatever I do.
Right.
He has the masti in him complete. The elder one is little introvertish. Younger one is, has hundreds of friends, goes all over.
And what about your wife? How busy does she keep?
She's going all out to win the Bombay market with Levi's franchising.
Fantastic.
We have around 10 stores now. So she balances her life well, being a housewife, being an entrepreneur,
right.
And grows the business all out. So she's super busy.
All of you have been in Bombay always. What drew you to this particular area, or have you always been in Chembur?
Yes, I've been in Chembur. My roots are from here. My parents migrated at the time of partition.
Okay.
And that's where they settled in Chembur. And I have grown up in this area with all my roots. You come out of your house, you will meet n number of people who you know. So I'm so connected with with all of them. I feel satiated with the inner self.
Right.
You know, you have the surroundings which are so familiar.
Buying a home is a long process. You see multiple apartments, you see several locations. What drew you to Hubtown, and what did you like best about this apartment complex?
So look, you know, Chembur as a place has plenty number of single buildings. There weren't any complexes which were gated, which were modern, which were new, and which were more central. You would find properties all around Chembur station which are single buildings. We never wanted to really go into a single building because we have two young guys and they needed a safer environment. They wanted to go down, play in the complex, come back safe, feeling safe. When I was scouting, the only things that was hitting the eye was single buildings. And this was one of a kind which felt different because what Rushank assured us was that this is going to be closer to nature. He gave us a feel factor in terms of how they're not going to move trees, how this is going to be in midst of a Mother Earth kind of an environment. The location advantage that it got us, because being in Chembur, I know which places are where you need your daily things from, right?
Correct.
Chembur station is walkable. You have metro connections coming up in and around. You have the central railways not very far from it. BKC is, you know, where I work is very close. So when I look at it on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, I got pretty much 8 or 9 of what I wanted. We had seen properties, smaller properties in and around Chembur, which were little away from Chembur. Because of the route that I have in Chembur, I didn't want to go to them. So I wanted to be as close as possible, and this is not very far from where I live. I live with my parents. My dad passed away about 3 years back, but I've been living with my parents. I didn't want to change their environment either.
That's so important.
So looking at all this, I felt this is something that is just ticks, you know, most of the criteria that I wanted.
You know, they say it's very important to have a sense of community, and with 2 kids and your working wife and your mother now, it has to have an appeal for everyone who's staying.
Absolutely.
I think post-COVID, people's expectations and imagination from a home also changed. You wanted to be close to nature, close to greenery. How important are open and green spaces for where you live?
So my current house where I stay is overlooking a golf course. So my connect with the green is pretty prominent. When the dream of this place being right amongst trees was given, it checked my box. Right? Clearly there are no, within the environment inside the complex, when you're looking from your balconies, there is no concretized roads inside the complex either. It's going to be footways, walkways, which are going to be in and around the greens.
Lovely.
So there are no cars going to be coming inside either.
I think sense of community is important at every age. You have 2 children who would want a place, a safe place for themselves. Your mom would want her own circle. Of course, you two are busy, but when you come back, you know, you want that sense of community. What drew you from that perspective to this particular project? It always also is about who you are going to live next to. So have you found out who are your other neighbors and who are those people, and how important is that for you in a complex?
So look, I've been a Chembur guy, as I mentioned. The neighbors in the building, some of them are already known to me because of they being in Chembur. The other part is when we bought this, we came as 2 or 3 friends. So some of our friends have also invested here. We got into the property with friends.
Oh, lovely.
So that's the beauty part of it. And apart from that, even recently, some of my friends in and around the neighboring societies, because of the redevelopments which are happening in and around, have also invested. So I'm already set with a set of friends who are already in.
Hubtown is a beautiful property, but which is your favorite spot inside this space?
So I've just about settled here. We are still, you know, kind of absorbing the entire area. So I think I see a few good spots already, like tree house, the mini golf course. But let me absorb this a little more before I realize and pick my spot. But it's beautiful all around.
Which is your favorite spot in your house?
One more thing which clicked well with this property is the size of the the halls. That's where you normally would spend most of your time of your day, associated with a luxurious balcony. So I think my spot is the balcony. I love being in that balcony, and with that feel of a good luxurious hall. That's my spot in the house.
I could have easily guessed it because in Bombay, people don't have the luxury of balconies. So
Absolutely.
How kicked were you when you found that there are multiple balconies?
That was one of my other check boxes. Because where I live currently, I have 3 balconies. In fact, I wanted more balconies, and that was one of my discussions with Rushank. But I love this, the hall, the balcony, and every room actually has a French window, which gives you that feel of full space, airy, windy, and the sun coming in. These are all the check boxes before you really want to finalize your house.
This property is a very spoken about property in the area of Chembur. How do you see Chembur developing as a whole in times to come?
If you look at Chembur, it's in the center of Bombay right now. The accessibility from anywhere to anywhere is not more than 30 minutes. It fell in place. Even if I had at some point of time thought of moving out of Chembur, all these happenings made me re-concretize that I have to be in Chembur. So I'm happy being in Chembur. Beyond this, I think when the metros which are being developed, they come up in a nice way. I think there are 2 or 3 different lines which are touching here. So those are all making it easier and easier and easier for people in Chembur. So I would call it a residential hub, unlike a Bandra, which is more of a commercial residential mix.
And congested.
So this is more of, I would say, right in midst of green and a residential hub. Not noisy, no commercial major activities yet in and around. So I feel happy about it.
I know this is a tricky one and a tough one, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your experience as Hubtown season? I know location will give it a 10. What else would you put in your scale, and how would you rate it?
So that goes back to my criteria of buying and now the experiences when you're living here. So I would still look at it in the range of 8. That just check boxes everything that I talked about earlier.
Right. Fantastic. 80% is above merit scale, I would say. So wonderful for you to have taken out so much time for us. Thank you for this lovely conversation and giving us a peek into your world. This was really insightful and precious. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, here we come to the end of this episode. We'll come back soon with another interesting one and guests to explore more of Hubtown season in this special series, Your Nature, Your Address. Till then, take care, stay healthy, goodbye.